Namaste. Today's topic is war versus peace. War has always occupied a strange place in human history. It is spoken of as necessity, as duty, as defense, as honor, and yet it leaves behind grief, ruins, widows, and generations carrying invisible wounds. Nations justify it. Leaders rationalize it. Ordinary people endure it. In the midst of such a world stood Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, a man who insisted that violence, however justified it may appear, corrodes something essential in the human spirit. When we think of Gandhi, we think of peace, of non-violence, of resistance without weapons. But Gandhi's views on war were not naive. They were rooted in a deep understanding of human fear, courage, and moral responsibility. He did not deny that war arises from real conflicts. He did not pretend that aggression does not exist. But he believed that violence ultimately perpetuates the very evil it seeks to destroy. Gandhi's views of war can be seen during the World War II. The British Viceroy unilaterally declared that India was at war with Germany. Gandhi's stand on this was complex. He opposed Hitler and fascism movements. He even suggested that a free India might choose to defend itself, even militarily, against aggression. Yet, he refused unconditional support to the British war effort. Why? He thought it was a moral dilemma. How could an enslaved people fight to make the colonial countries free of the yoke of Nazi Germany? The Indian National Congress said India would be willing to support Britain in the war provided self-government was assured. This was denied. The climate of war, however, served to galvanize Gandhi and India in a somewhat martial way. Do or die, and the Quit India movement was launched. Gandhi did not support the British war effort. It is often debated, was Gandhi a pacifist? Gandhi was not a passive pacifist. He did not preach helplessness. He believed war and violence, though sometimes understandable in human terms, were spiritually annihilating. They perpetuated cycles of suffering, humiliation, revenge, and terror. Gandhi did not preach cowardice. In fact, he famously said, "If the choice is between cowardice and violence, I would advise violence." For Gandhi, non-violence, ahimsa, was not weakness. It was strength under discipline. It required more moral courage than war. Ahimsa held the possibility of redemption for both oppressor and oppressed. So how do we reconcile Gandhi's involvement in wartime efforts with his doctrine of non-violence? The four key ideas are: 1. Context mattered. Early in his life, Gandhi still believed in reforming the empire from within. 2. Service was different from killing. He chose healing roles, not combat. 3. Non-violence was an evolving discipline. Gandhi's philosophy matured over time. 4. Non-violence was not the refuge of the weak or cowardly. Gandhi was not born the Mahatma. He became him. through reflection and experiment. Gandhi's life was not a simple slogan of peace at any cost. It was a lifelong wrestling with power, responsibility, courage, and conscience. In a world still torn by war, his question remains not merely, how do we win? But what kind of victory transforms humanity? Jai Bhab.